What's up, guys? It's Rob here, and today we're going to be talking about a new stock, Palantir Technologies. And this is a popular one on YouTube and the internet. I know a lot of people have interest in this stock, so let's get into the chart and see what we have going on. We can see that Palantir has been having some crazy action over the past year, right? We've been shooting up on this upwards trajectory, reaching highs of $45, but since then we have waned a bit, and people are wondering when this stock is going to start returning to those highs and making new highs potentially, right? So what we're going to be looking at are some current catalysts that are affecting Palantir and what's been going on as of late. So you can see that over the past 2 days, we've actually had a massive drop and a massive rise. Now, there are reasons for this. This massive drop, there was some bad news that came out for Palantir just yesterday, and essentially it said that Palantir's software, right? Palantir is a software creator. They make software for big data companies, data analytics companies, and they basically make the software that they use. And this includes the FBI, right? They were providing software to the FBI, and there was a glitch in their software that allowed unauthorized users to access sensitive data. And that's really bad for them because the main thing that they do is make software. So if their software has these glitches in it that allow, especially in the FBI, that allow people to access the FBI's data, that's really not good for their company, and that's not great for their overall business. However, it was a glitch. It was figured out. I'm assuming that they are working on a fix or have fixed it already. And that's actually why, the stock dropped quite a bit on that day. It was at highs of $25 or $25.19, and then we hit almost $24, which would have been a support level for us. However, we didn't quite hit it. However, today we are rebounding very strongly. We've made new highs. We're actually higher than we were even yesterday, even though that bad news came out. So this just shows the strength that this stock has. And you can actually see, let's look at a better time frame, that we just had an earnings call. Okay, this earnings call had some good news for Palantir. It's why we've been shooting up. And if you look back at the yearly chart, you can see that we've kind of been locked in this zone for quite a while, around $17 to $27. We've been kind of trapped in that zone, and people are looking for a breakout, right? We thought that this may have been the breakout right here when we were just steadily rising. However, that was kind of denied, and since then we've been trading in a smaller range, and the earnings call actually helped break us out of that, right? We had good news on the earnings call. It broke us out into a new zone, a new trading zone from $23.80 to $26. I've identified those as some support and resistance levels. So my guess is that we will likely continue this trend upwards, right? This is good news for the stock because when a stock has bad news and drops a bit, but the next day recovers very strongly, that means there's a lot of interest in the stock and that there are a lot of buyers who are willing to step in and buy the dip, essentially, right? When a stock is dipping, people want to buy the stock at that lower price. So they step in and that actually raises the price of the stock, and that's very good for the stock because it creates a sense of security for those people who are invested in it, that they don't think, hey, at the drop of a whistle or whatever, this stock, at the drop of a feather, rather, this stock is just going to plummet because of some minor bad news. They know that there are plenty of investors who are willing to buy this stock and step in essentially when the going gets tough. So that's very good for Palantir, and that could actually help break us out of this range. Now you can see whenever we've had massive green bars, they've typically been followed by more green bars. I mean, this is a relatively small rise in comparison, right? You see that even just 2 or 3 days ago, we had a big green bar and then we just trended up continually. So that is my guess for what we will see throughout the rest of the day. Potentially this, will continue as even more of a straight upshoot like we have seen in the past. Now, what's interesting about Palantir over the long term, right, is they're a very forward-looking company, and that actually comes to show itself in an announcement they just made 8 days ago that they have stockpiled $50 million worth of gold bars. And the reason they did this is a hedge against inflation. So if anyone here is aware of the inflation situation, we are experiencing a lot of inflation as a country. The US dollar is lowering its value essentially, right? Because so many dollars are being printed by the Fed and injected into the economy that, stock prices are rising and gold prices are rising. A lot of asset prices are rising. I mean, if you've looked at the housing market lately, you can see that retail is just going crazy. So real estate, rather, is just going crazy. So this is essentially a hedge against inflation, right? They're buying gold, they're buying crypto. They also bought some blank check companies and some small startups, and they're doing this to hedge against having too much money on their balance sheet, right? They don't want to have a bunch of cash on the balance sheet because that typically, even just over the long term, historically has gone down in value. And especially now that we're printing a ton of money, I believe 23% of the dollars in circulation were printed last year during the coronavirus pandemic, thanks to all the stimulus. So that is a very forward-looking thing that this company is doing, and is another reason why potentially some more investor or some more inflation-savvy investors will be looking to put their money into Palantir because they're now aware that Palantir is aware of the current inflation situation and will be looking to counteract it within their company. So a lot of investors are looking for those companies that are going to be doing well during times of inflation, which not a lot of growth companies are. However, Palantir is one of them that I suspect will be doing very well if we see big inflation because they have hedged themselves against it very properly. So that's what I have for you guys today. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. No pressure to do it if you don't want to, but I greatly appreciate it if you want to do that. And if you actually go ahead and do it, I would really appreciate it right now. Even you could go hit the like button. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.